The trials and tribulations of filming in a house with no sound barrier. Yes, so my hair is a mess, per usual, so we're wearing my public shame today. You can drag me in the comments below, thank you. It's the final brain cell. Ah! I know this video is late. I'm very sorry. I have no concept of time management or anything. So let's just do it. Hey guys, welcome back to The Hideaway. It's me, Douglas, and today we'll be breaking down the 9th installment into The Hideaway entitled Disaster in the Making. This is gonna be a really awkward video. So this is actually a newer one that I wrote, and it wasn't on the schedule for The Hideaway until I wrote it and decided I was going to do it as a means to like shoot my shot on the internet with a person, with a human. But essentially this is a poem I wrote about someone on the internet that I might have a crush on. And now it's on the internet, and now I'm breaking it down on the internet. But it's called Disaster in the Making for numerous reasons. It is a like Easter egg to like this person's like internet personality, and it's also the title of a song I wrote like 2 years ago, same name, but that poem was more like how I'm a disaster, and now I've reworked it into like having internet crushes is kind of a disaster in the making because it ain't gonna go nowhere. Meh. It's just a cute, sweet, fun little poem. So we'll keep it short and sweet and simple today. And to the person that this is about, if I send this to you, let's just get started before I stop filming. All right, so there's 4 sections here. So go ahead and start. So, sing me a swan song for an unrequited love. So, we all know what a swan song is, and unrequited love, we've talked about that multiple times on the channel. And again, we talk about love in like different capacities, and obviously it's not like I've fallen in love with this person, but like infatuation, love, that kind of is where we're going in with this imagery. Thousands of miles without an inkling of knowing. So again, it's an internet person. They live way far away, and they obviously don't know me. Well, no, they don't know me. You struck my heart with a smile and a laugh. So this person's on TikTok, and that's how I know this person, and that's sad for me. And it's insane for sure. It is. Because we may never meet, and you may never know my name. All factual statements. I have no reason to feel this way, but there's something about you that makes my heart sing. And it's very weird with like internet crushes, because like I don't know this person, but like what I see from this person, I'm like, ooh. And that's on that. Next section. Thinking about this is truly a disaster in the making. And so again, like I mentioned briefly, like having the like weird forms of internet crushes is kind of like, it's just like a crapshoot because it's probably not gonna go anywhere. But again, I wrote this with the idea of like I was gonna be bold and brave and like shoot my shot on the internet. And like obviously I'm in quarantine and I'm doing this poetry series, so this felt like an appropriate thing to do, but really it's just not gonna, I mean, when I say it's not gonna end well, it's like it's almost like doing it for naught, but here we are, 2020 can't stop me now. I'm a self-branded mess looking for love on the internet. You guys know me, at least through my poetry. Yeah, very like just, this poem is a lot of like just factual statements that I've just weaved together. I'm sure my therapist would say, darling, let's be real. Like, if I were to tell my therapist about like, so there's this guy I met, how do you know him? Well, he is a TikToker. She'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And then my response, and I would say, what do you mean? So like, in this like imaginary conversation in my head, it's like, they're like, that's insane. And I'm like, what is it though? Because the next line, a love to feel is a love that's real. So it's basically saying like, if I feel some type of emotions towards someone or something, it's not to invalidate it just because I don't know this person or because they're an internet personality or whatever. Or maybe it does. Let's move on. One-sided love has always been my memo. So again, back to the unrequited love thing. It's always more of like what's on my end and not receiving it on the other end, which in this case is more fair because, again, don't know this person. So, and it's coming down to this, a moment I can only dream of. That's a fun line for me because in my original song, Disaster in the Making, that was a line of it, and it's coming down to this. The next moment, the next downfall. And so this is, I kind of just reworked it to fit the theme better. A moment I can only dream of. The moment it would be like us meeting in real life and, you know, seeing what happens. Who knows? 2020 is wild. All right, so first three, or section 3. Oof. Why do I fall in love? If it even is love. So again, now it's just like, I have to like question why I'm feeling this way and if it means anything and if it is any type of love, infatuation, whatever those feelings are. I can't explain what it is. I really can't. Like, it makes zero sense. I remember telling my friends about this person a while ago. They're like, can you please stop talking? They're like, you're so stupid. I'm like, I know. My last brain cell is struggling to hold on. It's shallow at first because looks can kill. And that's obviously very true because the first thing you see of someone, especially on the internet, is just their face. And it's a very pretty face. You slayed my icy heart. But sure, I don't know. Medieval dragon saving I don't know. I don't know why that line's there. It's just there to make it more romantic. I don't know. Hey, stop it. That's my dog just growling at nothing. Everything about your face is perfect, but you're funny, compassionate, smart, at least from what you let the world see. So I'm acknowledging the fact that like I only know like what they look like and what they're offering to the internet, like to strangers on the internet. And what I'm seeing from that is something that I'm attracted to. And I want to believe it so badly. So again, it's like, I don't really know this person, but I want to believe that the person that they are portraying on the internet is someone that I would actually be genuinely attracted to. But why would you waste your time with a stranger on the east side? So that's like the big question is like, why would this person who has like all these thousands of followers waste their time with one person who is thousands of miles away on the East Coast and they're on the West Coast? So like, it's kind of a disaster in the making. Very aptly named. Obsessing and flirting will truly be my downfall. Very obsessive personality when it comes to certain things, and so, and I've like tried to flirt with this person TikTok before, and it's just, it's bad. It's bad. I've said it once, it'll always be true. I never know how to be physical when it's so easy digital. And that's a callback to Halsey, actually. She released, I talked about Manic in the last entry, but off of her latest album, Manic, she has a song called 3 a.m. And in the chorus, she says, I need it digital because baby, when it's physical, I end up alone. And I really resonated with that a lot because it's easy for me to make connections with people over my phone or on the internet than it is to like in real life because I have a lot of anxiety and other issues socializing. So that line is very important to this piece because, again, this all could be for nothing, but again, it's just so easy for me to make connections over the internet and being digital. And I don't know if that's sad or just relatable. Maybe it's both. But if you mention me again, my brain won't comprehend. It's a signal of affection. And so what I mean by that is like when you're like, when I'm like on the app and I'm like, you know, whatever. And like, if he'll like a comment or reply to a comment, or when he's on his lives and I like talk to him on his live and he like reply, I'm just like, oof. and it's hard for my brain to like separate like the reality of the situation versus like I'm just instantly like, oh, he noticed me. Oh. And it's so dumb, but like I can't help it. I remember I would like, it would happen and I would like text my friend and be like, he replied to me. Ah. And she's like, calm the fuck down. And I'm like, I can't. Butterflies galore. So again, it's like, I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. It's just butterflies. When you like someone and they actually acknowledge your existence, you're like, oh my God, I'm a real person. And now a poem for your namesake. So again, the reason I like to rework this title for this type of poem is he has a calling on TikTok that has disaster in it, and so now it's a disaster in the making. And I've kind of been using that hashtag to like ease us into something, like a conversation about like why it's called disaster in the making. But yeah, that's why it's called that. It's a double entendre, and we love it. Last line is, what's in store for my starry fate? And so that's the end of it. So it's like, now that I've put this poem out there, now that we've acknowledged it, now that I'm shooting my shot still, what's gonna happen? So if I ever decide to send the poem and this breakdown to this person, we shall see what's in store from my starry fate. And that's on that. So that is the poem Disaster in the Making. Again, a very strange one to write and make. And like, it may not mean much, and it's not like my most deep or like thoughtful poem, but it was a good break in the hideaway. Just something fun to write, and again, me just being dumb and using my series as a means to to reach out to my internet crush. But again, I think the biggest takeaways for that, I'd love to feel is a love that's real. And I think that's just like validating any type of feelings or emotions that you have, regardless of how silly it may seem to other people or even to yourself. I wrote a poem out of it, so obviously there's something there. So, and then of course that Halsey line just haunts me forever because it's too real. It's too real. I don't think I have any writing tips for this one. Again, this is just a fun poem to write, a little breakaway from the more serious stuff that we've done and that we're going to get into. I guess just don't be afraid to follow your heart and write what you know and what you feel. It could lead to something someday. But yeah, thanks for joining me in the hideaway once again, and maybe I'll get on track with a better schedule, but maybe I won't, and I have no guarantees or promises. So thanks, and we'll see you guys soon.